Earlier this morning, I ran an 8K. Stay tuned and I'll tell you exactly how it went. Spoiler alert, it went pretty well. Well, hello everyone, welcome to Running Otaku. I am the Running Otaku, and today is a race report. You see, earlier this morning, I ran the 8K at the Shamrock run here in Portland. The race conditions were perfect. It was 50 degrees, which is about 4 or 5 degrees Celsius. Totally sunny, which is a rarity this time of year here in Portland, and a little bit of wind, not much. The course was an out and back, halfway out, a hairpin 180 turn, and then back in. That was the only turn on the course. There was a little bit of curvature, but basically straight and flat, about as fast as you could hope for. All right, so before I give you my time, let me tell you a little bit about my strategy going into this race. See, this wasn't my A peak race. That happens 4 weeks from today, which is the Boston Marathon. So for the past 3 months, all of my training has been geared towards the marathon. But still, based on recent workouts, I thought at the very best, I could hold 5 minutes and 55 seconds per mile, which is 3 minutes and 41 seconds per kilometer. And that would have taken me to the finish in 29 minutes and 25 seconds. Okay, so the gun went off, and I noticed at the start there were 3 or 4 women professional runners. At least they used to be. Well, okay, they're still women, but they used to be professional runners. 1 or 2 of them may still be pros. Anyways, I figured if they were running about the same pace as I was, maybe I could just hold on with them for a little bit, because if anyone's going to run an even pace, they probably were. So the gun went off. There was a pack of maybe 8 or 9 of us, including 2 or 3 of those women. So I just tucked in behind them because there was a little bit of a headwind on the way out. And we came through the first mile a little bit faster than I had anticipated. It was 5 minutes 45 seconds for the mile, which is 3 minutes 34 seconds per kilometer pace. So a little faster than I had wanted, but my breathing felt really good. And I was really energized by that. I figured that today might be a pretty good day. So we got to the second mile, and my split for that second mile was 5 minutes 56 seconds. So almost exactly the pacing that I wanted to hold. That comes out to 3 minutes 41 seconds per kilometer. And by this time, the pro women had left me a little bit. They probably kept to that original pace. But there were still 2 or 3 others with whom I was running. And then at the 2.5 mile mark, we hit the 180 hairpin turn. And by this point, we were all strung out in 1s and 2s. So I was basically by myself. The next closest runner was about 10 meters ahead of me. So my focus at that point was to catch him and then just keep working up the field as best I could. And so I hit the 3rd mile mark. That 3rd split, again, 5 minutes 56 seconds, almost dead on what I had wanted. And the 5K I came through at 18:10, which is the fastest I've run since I've turned 40. And I knew that things were going really well. At this point I was tired, but at 18:10 for that first 5K, I was really, really happy. The 4th mile, again, exactly 5 minutes 56 seconds split. So I had been running almost exactly the pace I wanted to, except for that first mile, which was a little too quick. And I was getting tired at this point, as you can imagine, but still had a little bit left. So there was just under a mile to go. And one person passed me with about a half mile to go, and he was giving me some encouragement. But I didn't want to be passed at that last mile. So I did everything I could to catch up to him, which I did. And I think I beat him by 3 or 4 seconds, something like that. And I came through at 29 minutes and 9 seconds, which is 5 minutes 52 seconds per mile pace, so faster than I wanted, or 3 minutes 39 seconds per kilometer. So the pace for that last 0.97 miles was 5 minutes and 49 seconds. So basically, the first mile and last mile were way faster than my anticipated pace, and everything in between was dead on. So really happy with that performance. I had nothing left at the finish. I crossed the line and I was almost heaving, bent over, and it took me probably a good 15 minutes before I felt like a human being again. There are a lot of really good runners in Portland. Out of those 3,000, even with that time 29:09, I finished 34th overall. But surprisingly, shockingly, I actually won my age group. There were 94 of us, and the guy that I had just beat by 3 or 4 seconds, he was second in our age group. So lucky I passed him for the win. Now, I don't want to get too happy about an age group win because there are actually 4 events today. There is a 5K, the 8K in which I ran, the 15K, and the half marathon. And there are really good runners. It turns out in my age group, most of the really good runners were in those other 3 events. So if I look at the 5K, there were at least 2 others in my age group who would have beaten me if they were in the 8K. In the half marathon, it looks like there were a couple that would have also beaten me. And in the 15K, another couple guys in my age group. So I probably would have finished 7th overall if there was just one race and we raced all together. But let's not talk about that. Let's just say I won. Okay, so a week ago, I asked you guys to guess at what my finishing time was going to be. And I want to run through those with you now. The slowest of which was Thomas, who said I would run 31 flat. Come on, Thomas, I'm faster than that, please. And then Old Tanker said 30-20. Mehmet also said 30-20. Jeff, a wise man, said I would run 30 if I just tried to run kind of as a B race, but if it was my A race, it would have been well under 30, although he didn't say how far under 30. James said 29:56. Donald said 29:52. I don't know how to pronounce this, and I know you speak Japanese, but this doesn't even look Japanese. Dokuta aguri? You have to correct me. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. 29:45. David said I could run 29:30. Kurt, who's much faster than I am and obviously much wiser, said I could run 29:10. And Ben, very optimistic, 28:59. Thank you, Ben. Turns out Kurt is the winner. He guessed to within 1 second. And as I mentioned in the last episode, as the winner, you get nothing, Kurt. Sorry. Thank you. That's all you get. So thank you and congratulations. That's all there is to it. So finally, I wanted to see where my time today would kind of put me in other races with an equivalent effort. And it looks like, depending on which calculator you use, my 2909 8K would have converted into a 1747 5K, which I'm pretty happy about that because my next goal is to try and go sub 1730 in the 5K this summer. The 10K would have been at 3703. Half marathon, the calculator says 122.13. And for the full marathon, the calculator said 2:55.14. Now, I know those last 2 are way off because I'm the type of runner who does much better in the shorter events because my aerobic capacity still isn't there. I hope it will get there in a year or 2, but I know I'm not going to be able to run a 2:55.14 at Boston because the course is hilly and the weather is iffy, and like I said, I'm not quite that good at the longer distances, but I'm starting to think that sub 3 is a real possibility. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you really like what you saw, then please subscribe. In fact, just last week, we went over 300 subscribers, so that's great. Thank you very much, guys. And click the bell next to the subscription button. That way you'll be instantly notified every time I upload a new video, which will make it very convenient for you to follow me as I have 1 month to go in my quest to finally break sub 3 and set a lifetime PR at age 48 in the Boston Marathon on April 15th. Again, that's it for today. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye.